Sometimes in Calculus 1, we are asked to solve equations like this one. X to the 5th minus 2x to the 4th plus 2x cubed minus 4x squared equals 0. So there's no real formula to tackle degree 5 polynomials. Therefore, what you need to do is you need to rely on factoring. Factoring basically try to figure out common factors and use all the tools that we know in order to simplify this, turn it into a product. As we can see from all these terms, I can take x squared as a common factor. And then I'm left with x cubed from this, minus 2x squared from the minus 2x to the 4th, plus 2x minus 4 equals 0. Now notice carefully inside this parenthesis, again, I have a third degree polynomial. Those are kind of hard to find. There's nothing else that I can factor, but I could factor in groups. Namely, take a common factor from these two and a common factor from these two. Let's see what happens if we do that. The x cubed stays as it is. Sorry, the x squared stays as it is. And now we have, between these two, you can take x squared as a common factor and have inside the parentheses x minus 2. From these two guys, you can take 2 as a common factor and have inside the parentheses x minus 2. All right. Now, we do have two terms. This is term number 1, and this is term number 2. And between these two terms, I see the whole parenthesis x minus 2 as a common factor. So I will take that out. And I'm left with the x squared from here and the plus 2 from there. So what I managed to do is I managed to change this fifth degree polynomial into a product of 3 terms. Now there's a nice property that says if you have a product equal to 0, then sum of these terms is going to be 0. Right? That changes it into 3 simple equations. The first one is x squared equals 0. The second one is x minus 2 equals 0. And the last one is x squared plus 2 equals 0. Of course, x squared equals 0 implies x equals 0. That's my first solution. X minus 2 equals 0 implies x equals 2. That's my second solution. And this x squared plus 2, now let's think about it for a second. X squared is always a positive number. Plus 2, still a positive number. That can never give you 0. So this one doesn't have any real solutions. All right? So no solutions from this. And I say no real solutions because it has imaginary complex ones, but that's not something that we care about in Calculus 1. All right, so to recap, you start with an equation like this, you turn it into a product, simpler equations, solve those. Those are the solutions of the original one as well.